News Panorama is a TV news magazine program that gives you the story behind the story.
It tells the stories the way they should be told by capturing the larger scale.
It deals with people's deep feelings on issues that, when brought to the fore, ultimately educates, informs, and entertains.
News Panorama. Capture the larger scale.
This year, the Cross River State government and even the federal government have put a lot of effort into education because, as we all know, education is the bedrock of any society and the future of our children is very important. Education is a fundamental pillar of society, driving national development, fostering economic growth, and enabling social mobility. It equips individuals with knowledge, critical thinking, and skills, while empowering them to break cycles of poverty, reduce inequality, and build resilient, sustainable communities. This week on our program, we'll be looking at the new developments in the education sector, the aftermath of fire outbreaks, free vehicles for easy mobility, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's donation. Stay with us as we bring to you exciting and educating reports.
News Panorama. Capture the larger scale.
Welcome and thanks for joining me on the program News Panorama. I am Josephine Efanga. If you have just tuned in, you're watching News Panorama. The Nigerian education system is undergoing a significant policy shift as the federal government moves to reform how pupils are assessed and monitored across the academic journey. Recently, the Minister of Education, Alausa Tunji, announced plans to scrap the junior secondary school common entrance examination and replace it with a continuous assessment system supported by a learner identification number. This reform is designed to ensure that pupils are evaluated based on consistent performance rather than a one-time examination. This initiative reflects the government's broader commitment to improving access, reducing dropout rates, and strengthening data-driven decision-making within the education sector. Our correspondent has details of the report.
For decades, the Common Entrance Examination has stood as a rite passage for millions of Nigerian children, serving as a key determinant for progression into junior secondary school. However, the federal government is now moving to change that narrative. The Federal Ministry of Education has announced plans to scrap the junior secondary school Common Entrance Examination and introduce a learner's identification number to track people from primary school throughout their academic journey. This shift is expected to fundamentally transform how students are evaluated within the education system. According to the Minister of Education, the proposed reforms are aimed at improving access to education and ensuring better tracking of people across the country. Ms. Eno, an administrator at a private nursery school, noted that removing the common entrance examination could make it more difficult to objectively measure pupils' academic readiness. She warned that it may create room for bias, manipulation, or even increase the chances of malpractice.
Malpractice going on in the society because you're now pushing children without giving them exams based on their intellect. So it's not proper.
I don't know how effective that continuous assessment is going to be if it's going to be used as a criteria for entry into JS1.
Some respondents, however, agreed with the new initiative, stating that it is expected to reduce pressure on young learners and promote more holistic evaluation on people's performance over time.
With a continuous assessment than the common entrance certificate. That way, a child can just write the exam and then move on to the next class, rather than continue getting piling up certificates all in the name of exams.
Instead of giving the child or tracking the child only in one book, it's better we track the child record from the first grade to the last or to the child finishing school.
Ultimately, although the policy is designed to modernize Nigeria's education system, its effectiveness will be determined by the extent to which it measures a fair, transparent, and credible admission process devoid of corruption. For CRBC News Panorama, Praise Chijoke reporting.
Days after a devastating fire swept through the Akum Timber Market in Calabar, Cross River State, concerns are mounting over the scale of destruction and the response of emergency services, as traders affected continue to count their losses. The blaze, which broke out late on Friday night, March 27, 2026, reportedly razed over 100 shops and destroyed goods worth millions of naira in one of the state capital's major timber hubs. While preliminary findings link the outbreak to a spark from public power supply, the incident has also rained public criticism over the delayed response from the state's fire service, an issue residents say has become a recurring pattern in similar fire outbreaks across the state. If you want to tells us more, the report.
A recent fire outbreak at the Akim Timber Market in Calabar, Cross River State, has left a trail of destruction, disrupting one of the state's capital major timber business hubs and plunging affected traders into significant financial loss. The incident, which raised over 100 shops, destroyed planks, equipment, and customer goods worth millions of naira, has further compounded the challenges faced by business owners who depend on the market for their livelihood. Days after the incident, many traders are still grappling with the impact, recounting losses and expressing uncertainty about how to recover. Recounting the incident, a trader, Mr. Isaac Okon, stated that the fire started at about 7 p.m. after most traders had closed for the day and left the market. According to him, the fire reportedly originated from the public power supply within the market. He explained that despite efforts by nearby individuals to contain the flames, the fire spread rapidly due to the highly flammable nature of the materials, consuming sheds, work tools, machines, as well as customers' goods entrusted to the traders.
All over furnitures, door frame, doors also was being burned. The only thing, what saved me was that I took some of my went for outside work. That was the reason why my tools are being saved. Others, their tools are consumed with their table, with the people's jobs.
Another victim of the fire, alongside a sympathizer, decried the lack of response from the state fire service. They stated that repeated calls to various fire stations proved abortive, leaving the fire to rage uncontrollably. They noted that it was only the intervention of the University of Calabar Fire Service that eventually helped to contain the situation, but by then, considerable damage had already been done.
Everybody called this water, nobody will come. We have to manage ourselves. Before I came, this was the fire already burned.
They call them, they say no fuel, no this, no this. So them they not try for crossing at all. So if government or federal government, they can help us. Because fire enter everywhere now. May they just do something for fire service to stand still any moment, any second. They are ready to help.
The affected traders and residents have called on the government to come to their aid in whatever way possible to help cushion their losses. They also appealed for the urgent rehabilitation and proper equipping of the state fire service to ensure quicker response to emergencies and to prevent a recurrence of such devastating incidents in the future.
We have lost a lot. We can't count what we lost because we don't even a lot of things we stack a lot of things. Just the assistant, just to assist us so that we can move on. That's what we need from government.
Any support they can render to us and to get ourselves back on the feet. But this thing really affected us, affected all. So many people, some people almost lost their life because of this. So that's what we need from them.
It could be recalled that in recent weeks, Cross River State has witnessed a series of fire-related incidents, including the gas explosion in Calabar, as well as fire outbreaks reported in Bakassi and other parts of the state. These recurring incidents have heightened concerns among residents, many of whom are now calling on the government to urgently review and strengthen the state's fire response system to safeguard lives, property, and critical business investment. For CRBC News Panorama, Efiowan Ekpe-Ita reports.
In a bid to ease movement, residents of Calabar are set to enjoy free transportation as the Cross River State government has introduced free bus services ahead of the Easter celebration. The initiative by the governor, Senator Basiru, is aimed at easing movement within the city and reducing financial burden on residents during this festive period, allowing many to travel conveniently and participate fully in the Easter activities. Kelechi John tells us more in the report.
As Easter approaches, many residents usually struggle with the rising cost of transportation while trying to move around the city for shopping, church activities, and family visits. But this year, the story appears different as the state government has introduced free bus services across major routes in Calabar, allowing passengers to board without paying a fare. The buses, stationed at strategic locations across the city, have been conveying residents to different destinations, bringing smiles and relief to many commuters. Drivers conveying the free buses stated that since the commencement of the free ride, passengers have been trooping to the buses to take advantage of the free transportation, noting that many commuters have expressed appreciation to the government as it has reduced the financial burden of transportation.
The free bus that our excellent principal give us out on free is nice. On that, so many people have benefited from it. Probably now, so many people waited for the free bus to come around so that they can enter and have their freedom. It's good for the masses. For the couple of weeks that is going to take place, people enjoy it. Thank you.
I so much thank the governor of this state, Governor His Excellency, Governor for his good work. One, to reduce the rate of harm, the rate of tax force in this state first. For the free bus that he gave to people so that they can be able to go one or two places that they want to go. Despite the high cost of fuel.
Ms. Vivian Ikwon commended the state governor for actually looking out for his people, considering the rising cost of fuel. She hinted that this is an initiative by the state governor will reduce the stress people go through just to pay transportation.
Thank you. It's actually a very good one, considering how expensive transportation has gotten. So it's good for people that intend to travel home to meet their loved ones.
Others emphasizes that the transportation provided by the state governor ahead of the Easter celebration should not be viewed as an attempt to gain political support, but rather as a genuine effort to assist citizens during the festive period.
Actually, I don't think it's for election purpose because similar thing was done in December for Christmas. There was an Xmas free bus shuttle, and this is Easter as well. So I believe that it's just a way of celebrating the season. Jesus is the reason for the season right now. So I just feel it's an initiative of the governor just to celebrate the season we are, which is Easter. He did same during the Christmas, and doing the same is a wonderful thing.
Okay, I'd say it's a good move, at least to help pushing the effect of transportation for some people that will have money to transport themselves to and fro from work or to their various businesses.
I don't actually know. It might be election purpose or not, so I don't really know. It's okay. It's helping people in terms of transportation.
Okay, first, given that the governor has done something like this in the past, I won't say it's for election purposes, right? So it's a good initiative, and also given that he's someone that is actually doing so well for the state so far, I'll say that no, it's not for election purposes.
As the free bus services continues across Calabar and other local government areas, residents are enjoying easy movements and less financial stress ahead of the Easter celebration. The initiative has been welcomed by commuters, traders, students, and workers alike, who see it as a timely support from the state government. With passengers expressing gratitude and buses running smoothly across key routes, the program reflects a commitment to the welfare of the people, making the Easter season more accessible and joyful for everyone in the city. For CRBC News Panorama, Kelechi John reporting.
The President of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has directed that all his salaries since assumption of office on May 29, 2023, be paid into the Special Welfare Fund for wounded soldiers and families of fallen military personnel. The announcement was made as part of activities marking the 74th birthday on March 29, 2026. Blessing Basi completes the story, the report.
The directive from the President of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is seen as a personal gesture aimed at supporting members of the armed forces who have been injured in service, as well as families who have lost loved ones in the line of duty. According to the President, the initiative is designed to strengthen existing military welfare and insurance systems with a focus on rehabilitations and long-term support for affected personnel. He noted in his remarks that the move reflects his commitment to the well-being of Nigeria's armed forces, who continue to face security challenges across the country.
And it's a symbol of love and commitment to the growth and unity of this country. I thank all of you. Lunch or dinner I don't have. I didn't prepare for it. But what I need to do on your behalf is to announce a special account to be created today from all the salaries that I've earned. The Accountant General to establish an account to fund those men and women who stand on the arms way, who have lost the husband and wives. Create a special funding for them. Regardless of what insurance or what the military or the armed forces might have been doing. Let's put hands together to donate specially to that account. Those who might have lost their limbs or arms will be able to give them hope and a better promise for the future. Nigeria will overcome the problem of insecurity. We will invest in armament to defeat the insurgency. We will put it together with you. This type of unity I have not imagined. I thank all of you. I rejoice with you. I rejoice with myself.
Although the exact salary amount has not been officially confirmed, report shows that the president's annual salary is about 14 million naira, which could total over 56 million naira for a 4-year period, excluding allowances. However, the development has sparked mixed reactions amongst Nigerians, with some raising questions about the president's use of his salary since assumption of office. Others expressed concern about whether such a gesture, though commendable, addresses the deeper issues affecting national security.
Armed Forces is one of the institution of government that's responsible for the security of lives of the people. And if the president is using his birthday occasion, to extend his benevolence, to empower, to encourage their service, means that is taking a step further, not just only to encourage them, but to strengthen their workforce and compel them indirectly to ensuring that they carry out effective work services. When we are looking at continuity, for how long will the president use his salary that is structurally considered by the Constitution to finance the welfare of the armed forces? So I believe, in my own suggestion, the president would have created out a scheme that will be all-inclusive to encourage the entire security workforce, not just the armed forces, but also the police, the paramilitary agencies, to ensuring that they are encouraged welfare-wise and create a unified salary system that will boost their morale for service.
I don't think it's a good idea. What I want from him is to use the money and improve the insecurity in the country, instead of sending the money or transferring the money to the personnel account. Let him use the money. Is it equip the army, equip the security sector?
The announcement has also generated debate on whether similar contributions should be constitutionalized rather than presented as a one-time or personal initiative. Speaking with some residents in Cross River State, the president for using his birthday to support soldiers and their families, saying more attention should be given to tackling insecurity across the country. They also emphasized that beyond welfare support, the government should prioritize strategies that will reduce violence and protect lives.
The acts of the president in using his salary as it were, to encourage the welfare of the armed forces, well, is a personal devotion, and it should not be seen as a constitutional requirement. However, there are other viable means through which he can use to encourage the operation of the armed forces.
Let me first appreciate the goodwill, but let it not be politically motivated, because he's not today became a president of this country, and there are some other aspects. Insurgency is there, a lot of things is there. Why not donate some of those things to that point, so that we can now know that it's a kind of a continual process. It has won, but now, because his birthday was a few days ago, and we are yearning towards election period, and short pronouncement is coming, let me just say, to me, that's my personal opinion, it's politically motivated.
However, these directives from President Tinubu marks the first time a Nigerian president has publicly pledged their accumulated salaries to a dedicated military support fund. For CRBC News Panorama, Blessing Bassi reporting.
The era of unverifiable degrees and missing academic records in Nigeria has officially come to an end with the 2026 mandatory integration of the Nigerian Education Repository and Data Bank (NED), already integrating over 350 institutions and preserving nearly 100,000 student submissions in just 4 months. The Federal Ministry of Education launched this initiative in February for 2025, and it was implemented on October 6, 2025. This decisive strike was launched to fight against certificate fraud. Prince Chichoke tells us more, the report.
The federal government of Nigeria has taken a significant step towards reforming the education sector with the introduction of the Nigerian Education Repository and Data Bank, a centralized digital platform aimed at improving data management and academic record verification. The initiative, which was approved on the 4th of February 2025 and became operational on the 6th of October 2025, is designed to address long-standing challenges such as poor record keeping, difficulty in verifying academic credentials, and the proliferation of fake certificates. According to the Ministry of Education, NERD will serve as a national database where students' academic records are securely stored and easily accessible to authorized institutions. The federal government has also indicated that compliance with the platform will be mandatory, as graduates are now required to have their records uploaded and verified on NERD before participating in NYSC mobilization. Speaking on the development, Cross Riverians expressed optimism, noting that the new system will help reduce certificate fraud and ensure that student records are well protected.
The government will not actually know where you are schooling.
Try and see how they can put structures that will enhance quality education. If students are properly taught, properly equipped, motivated, I think the issue of certificate fraud will be done away with. So my emphasis is government should pay more emphasis on educational development. That is just the solution.
However, others argue that the NERD initiative will still not be effective in combating certificate fraud, as the system could be bypassed. They also expressed concerns that students' research work may be at risk of being stolen without due credit.
Not officially published by you can be stolen by anybody and republished as the person's work. We should de-emphasize certificate fraud, certification. We are always talking about you don't have this certificate, you don't have this certificate. What is in the certificate? It should be what somebody can do that matters, not the certificate the person holds. Go to school, get the knowledge, no problem. But what can you do? Let us have a functional system where your knowledge is not certificate-based. Application matters.
As the rollout continues, the success of Nigerian Education Repository and Data Bank will largely depend on the effective implementation of systems to safeguard this initiative. For CRBC News Panorama, Praise Chijoke reporting.
That is all we have on our lineup this week. We hope to be back same time next week. Do keep a date with us. I am Josephine Efanga. For updates and engagement, follow us on official social media handles: Facebook at CRBC X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at CRBC Online, YouTube at CRBC New Media, WhatsApp on 090-377-87 24/7. We look forward to connecting with you.